Today we're going to do an interactive relationship reading for 2016. I'm going to hold up 6 cards. You choose one card, or if you're feeling drawn to more than one card, you can choose multiple cards. And then I'm going to reveal the meanings for each card. And within those meanings should be a message or messages for you pertaining to you and your current situation and your relationship situation for 2016. Okay, card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, card 5, and card 6. So it might be a little hard to choose, but choose one card, multiple cards. 1 through 6. Okay. So you should have chose your card or cards by now. So you can write it in the comments or just make sure you remember the number. And the first card, card number 1, is the Queen of Swords. Bitterness from past relationships threaten to consume your love relationships and or potential love relationships in 2016. Is 2016 going to be the year you finally put the past behind you long enough to take down your wall so someone could finally get through your impenetrable fortification? Well, it can be. You have come to this point many times before. You must pass or play now. In the past, you've often ended up passing, whether it was by hiding your feelings, leaving the relationship, pushing the other person away by shutting down, or sitting out the relationship altogether. This shutdown is from the big breakdown of communication and trust caused by a past heartbreak, a heartbreak that sometimes makes it near impossible for you to allow yourself to be vulnerable, causing you to shut down as a way of self-protection. This is a double-edged sword. However, because self-protecting also keeps you stuck in the shadow of your past, where the pain is still very fresh and alive. You may think overcoming this obstacle is easier said than done. However, remind yourself that today you are not the same you were yesterday, let alone the same you were X amount of years ago. For you, letting go of the past pain is the last stop on the road to a more ideal relationship. And you could have this relationship in 2016. But in order to do this, it is best to accept that you handled things the best you could at a given time, then or even now. Sometimes your best from years ago doesn't look anywhere near as good as your best from today. Give the old you a break and acknowledge that, given the chance to go back and change things, you would likely repeat the same mistakes or past events and actions, because the tools you have today are more refined than the tools you had back then. You are where you are now because you were not as equipped to handle these things in the past as you are today, because you were not meant to. Everything leading up to this moment happened so you could be where you are right this second. So don't lament over your past, seize the day. Okay, and then card number 2, if you chose card 2, you chose the Hanged Man. And if this card, the description I give you doesn't describe one of your love interests, keep in mind it could actually be describing how you're acting towards them. So the Hanged Man. Decisions need to be made before your love life will flow in 2016. There is much procrastination and indecision up until this point, and it seems that you aren't always making up your own mind, but rather being pushed by those love interests around you. These romantic partners seem to make up your mind for you. You often find that they ask you questions and then put words into your mouth without giving you enough time or even having enough patience to listen for your answer. Fear of losing you is what they are experiencing, and they cling to you and act out of possessiveness. It isn't that they don't love you, they may, but their fear and insecurity about losing you is so strong it takes precedence over every other emotion. An interesting thing is going on here, causing them to act like this. They not only see you as a real catch, but they also have deep insecurities and fears that no one else but you will want them. Their way of being has forced you to put up a wall, and this makes them even more insecure and clingy. The wall has essentially made you a hanged man of sorts, in which you are not really relaxed and just blowing in the wind, unsure of whether you are coming or going. The actions and words of your partner have made you uneasy, and the repetitive fears and worries keep you in damage control mode, as they tend to imagine and worry over things that are not really happening and not really there. Their projections and fears cause you unneeded stress and drama. However, just because this person is difficult does not mean that you don't care about them. You just haven't really been able to voice your own feelings or opinions. Even if you are willfully part of this relationship, you sometimes feel like it is being pushed on you and that you have no decision-making power. In order for relationships to flow more smoothly for you this year, you must take some time to think about if you really want to continue this relationship. It is likely you will choose to continue it and to move forward, but it is still important that you take the time out to make that decision consciously, because you don't currently feel you have actually decided to be part of it, even though you are. Deciding to be where you are with this person will give you some empowerment and make you feel more settled in your goals for the future, not just with the relationship, but it will clear the air and allow you to relax so you can focus on other aspects of your life that need tending to. Okay, so that was card 2, the Hanged Man. And now card 3, the Two of Cups, which is a very good card for relationships. Love is in the air for you in 2016. This is a good omen, and you will be meeting someone special or taking your already established bond to the next level of commitment. You have arrived where you have always dreamed of being. You will be happier now, and your relationship will bring you much joy. This is a special time in your life. The other side of the coin is, now that you have achieved the long-desired relationship goal and gotten results, you cannot help but wonder, now what? You have reached the top of the mountain, a place that seemed like you would never get to, and now you are there, and it's a bit anticlimactic once the excitement has dissipated. There is a sense of happiness and sadness at the same time. You like a good challenge, and now the challenge is over. You are in the happily ever after stage, and you may actually get bored quickly. Try not to focus on the boredom that the predictability and stability of this strong love relationship can bring. Instead, thank the universe for what you have and reflect on the other times in which you would have done anything to be in the place that you are now. Use this time of stability to relax a little and plan for the next chapter of your life. Brainstorm on your dreams and goals as you have a moment to pause and think, thanks to the blessing of this positive and supportive relationship. Okay, and now card number 4 is the World. In 2016, you have arrived at an enviable position. All things are possible now, and you may or may not be welcoming relationships into your orbit. You have a lot of power and have come to a good position in your life. Things have been established and you are comfortable and not wanting for much. A relationship could potentially shake up your stability now and mess up your chi, but because you are in such a good place, it is something you would be able to adjust to with ease. Pick and choose carefully now and don't rush into anything. It has taken you a long time to not only arrive at the place you are at, but to be happy there. Love interests will not always be forthcoming this year. It seems that from your position of power and dominance in the workplace, you can appear a bit intimidating. The way you accomplish things quickly and get things done as if by magic makes you a coveted catch. Many of the people interested in you act more like wallflowers than interested suitors. They aren't sure you would even want them, as they have bought into the persona you've been projecting all this time, which appears to be high up on a pedestal, Your Highness. Try to be a little more down to earth and welcoming when you sense a mutual interest. You have nothing to prove. Most people already like you, but you could unknowingly push amicable love interests away. Let your guard down a little bit. There's no harm in that. Those of you in relationships who chose this card are very independent, and a lot of what I said applies to you as well. Your relationship is a solid springboard for you so you can explore other aspects of your life with ease. Okay, now card number 5. If you chose number 5, you chose the King of Wands. Expect a lover to challenge your beliefs in 2016. It will be a complete system reboot for you this year, as a love interest suggests new ways of doing things. Initially, you will be rebuffed and find these suggestions annoying and downright irritating. You will also be perturbed by the fact this person is even suggesting you do things differently in the first place. You may find yourself angrily wondering, who do they think they are? Well, you have finally met your match in 2016, and whether it is a new or established relationship, expect to see this challenging energy coming from your partner. This is not a bad thing. It is not ego-centered competition, nor will your partner's suggestions be abrasive. This is a productive challenge in which your partner's way of viewing the world causes you to question the way you see things. Your partner is a subtle, but not pushy, energy in your life, and though you are initially annoyed by this challenge, you will grow to find it endearing. You will see that your partner only wants the best for you and subtly guides you to a better way of life in an upper echelon in which you never saw before and may never have seen without your partner's guidance. This partner will bring out the best in you and challenge you to challenge yourself. You will question the way they do things and wonder if you could have been stepping things up a notch all along. This partner helps you to see and guides you towards realizing your full potential in 2016. And then card number 6, the final card, is the Empress. Any relationship you choose to be in 2016 will be supportive for this year. The Empress card represents a fertile period in both life, literally and figuratively. In 2016, you will have ample opportunities for creation. From new projects to new babies, the world is your oyster, and this year you have the resources to make things happen. From this new position of completion and empowerment, it is not a question of how, but if. 2016 is going to be a big year of big decisions for you. You now have the resources to get things that you always wanted and dreamed of. You can make them manifest with ease, but you must pick and choose carefully when deciding which venture is next. Discretion and critical thinking are 2 things to keep in mind. Like a kid with a cookie jar, just because you have all the cookies doesn't mean you should eat the entire jar. Surely there will be consequences and lots of cleanup should you act that hastily. For you, the Empress represents the beginning and completion of important projects. Do not be hasty and rush into anything, but carefully select the energies, projects, and people you let into your life this year. Chances are, any projects that you start and complete this year will be long-lasting. Family expansion and new babies, or even fur babies, are a strong possibility for you in 2016. The relationship you choose to be in this year will be supportive and solid, if you choose to be in one, that is. This is a very important year for you, so whether you choose to be in a relationship or not, things will go smoothly. Your relationship status will bring you peace and uphold the important things you will be working on this year. Do not expect any drama or upset in your love life in 2016. You do not have time for it. Your attitude is that of taking it or leaving it, and you will not hesitate to walk away from a relationship if you have to, as this is a year of big things and high priorities, like babies and turning your dreams into reality. You will walk away from any relationship that does not place high value on or tries to compete with these top priorities. So that was the 2016 love reading. I'm going to do more of these interactive card readings. In the next couple days, look for a reading about how you will survive the rest of the Mercury retrograde that we have been going through since the 5th, before the 5th really, and which will officially be ending on the 25th. So looking forward to talking to you soon.